My expectation at Baylor is to get better every day, to win Freshman of the Year, to win a national championship, and to go #1 pick.
Cooper's got a point. You ain't like that, you are like that, but you ain't like that. Valdez Edgecombe Jr., this was a highly requested video. And for those y'all that are watching right now, write in the comments right now who you want me to break down next. They can be from high school, they can be from college, NBA, WNBA, overseas, international prospect, whoever it is. Go to the comments right now and write who you want me to break down like I did with this VJ Edgecombe film. VJ, you are the best perimeter defender I've ever seen at the high school level. You have the ability to be an Avery Bradley type of NBA player. First team all defense, low to mid 30s shooting from the three, a part of a championship team, championship organizations, and can make a decent amount of money in his career. That's if you stick to who you are and you really hang your hat on being a great defensive player. The reason I'm emphasizing hanging your hat on being a great defensive player is because you are not a great offensive player at this point. We're going to break down your catch and shooting ability. We're going to break down your half-court finishes. We're going to break down what is masked as playmaking, but it's really you not having any sort of offensive bag whatsoever, and that's going to lead you to be more like a Stanley Johnson. Somebody went to Arizona, had a great career at Arizona for the 1 year that he was there. Uber athletic, was very hyped in high school, got to the NBA, and just really couldn't find his way. Well, we don't want that to happen to you. You led the EYBL Scholastic in steals, but even with that accomplishment, you still never ran an offense. You had Mingo in high school, you ain't have to run the offense. When you get to Baylor, you're going to have Robert Wright, you're not going to have to run the offense. So you really don't have time to learn that skill set. But everything else I've said in this video that can really help you, you need to sit down, you need to lock in, you need to study this if you want to make it to your second or third contract in the NBA. For those of y'all that have wrote in the comments who you want me to break down next, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. Get this video to as many people as we possibly can so we can help as many players as we possibly can.
My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond.
My name is Coach Duck from Group82Basketball.com, and right here we got VJ Edgecombe smacking. VJ, you are a phenomenal defensive player. We can see it right here. Here, Caden Boozer has a post entry to his twin brother, Cameron Boozer. You jump towards the pass, you almost fall over. Caden cuts back door. He recognizes this for a quick give and go. And I want everyone to pay attention to what you did right here. You recover with cat-like reflexes, got your hand in there, made Caden have to catch the ball, travel, and then dribble. You blew up this entire possession with your elite defensive instincts. VJ, I've never seen a player this young at this stage in their development that has the off-ball defensive IQ that you have, and this possession is a great example of that. You quickly analyze the screen-to-screener action that's taking place in the pinch post. You're at the midline. You're able to cover that entire diamond. Whatever is going to go on in that area, you have that covered. The guy rolls on screen-to-screener action. He doesn't even see you. The passer already has started his pass, and he notices you at the last minute. This causes him to have to throw the pass back to the guy that sets the screen at the pinch post, which your teammate intercepts, and y'all come down the other end, and y'all get 2 points. These are the things that they're going to love from you at Baylor this year. These are things that NBA scouts are going to love from you, and if you keep doing this entire season, you're going to raise your draft stock, and we can see you possibly go top 5 this June. VJ, you're like an elite defensive back with those reads, and I love this possession right here. It exemplifies that. Caden Boozer throws a phenomenal wing to opposite corner pass, and your teammate number 13, he decides he wants to be a hero. He tries to sell out for that, which puts y'all in a bad defensive spot and almost collides into you at that time. Right now, this should be an X closeout, right? This is something that we see in the NBA all the time. You need to close out to the man that he was supposed to have. But instead of you making it an X closeout, you use your elite defensive instincts to turn it into a triangle closeout. And your first step, look at your foot. You plan it so you can go towards number 5. 5, so you can have him covered. Number 13 puts great ball pressure on number 24. He has to give the ball up early, and that's exactly what you want him to do. He throws it right to you. You're able to get this steal, and we're off to the races. Elite defensive instincts. Elite's off-ball defensive instincts is a sign of a very high defensive IQ. Look at you right here. You've already identified the action on the opposite side. You tapped your teammate in front of you to make sure he stays with number 20 on his matchup. There's a baseline drive. You automatically know I got a baseline drift down to this baseline so I can cut this dude's faucet off. He's trying to get it to number 4. 4 ain't even ready. He's not even shot ready for the shot. He throws it out to number 3. Your man, automatic turnover. That's a very, very tough pass to make. Here we have another baseline drive and a baseline drift, but they have a little different iteration this time. They're gonna set a hammer screen on you. Your back is turned, but you sniff this out. You know that they're gonna try to throw that pass to number 20 in the corner. You come to that baseline, you cut the water off. So instead of him throwing that pass to number 20 was gonna be a steal, he has to force that pass to number 44 on a boomerang. He ain't catching that. Now 20 gets the ball. He was expecting a deep corner 3. Stand still, catch and shoot. He has to get one on the move at the wing. Brick. They start this possession off with a weave dribble handoff to the opposite side, but there's a lot of people on your side. So that means something peculiar is probably about to happen on your side, and it looks like that you are keen to that. So the peculiar does happen. Your teammate number 23 gets smacked on this screen, and they're trying to get his man for an easy layup on that strong side block. You sniff this out to the point where you practically grab him where the pass isn't there. 20 has to reverse the ball to number 4, who has horrible ball skills, as you can tell with that terrible pass he throws. The receiver has to reach for it, and what does that do? That resets y'all entire defense, and y'all set and locked and ready to go. Only thing they did was burn time on the shot clock. You blew that whole possession up by having a high defensive IQ. Your defensive prowess isn't just relegated to off the ball, you a dog on the ball too. Here you are making your future Baylor teammate Robert Wright cough it up after getting picked up 94 feet, and it leads to 2 points. Here you are again snatching the ball from Asa Newell, who's probably gonna be a lottery pick, and we get another 2 points on that. You're impacting the game without the ball even really being in your hands. Here you are in a half-court on-ball situation, which is really going to simulate what you're going to go through in the NBA. They're getting this high ball screen on you, and you're going to go under. Any young players watching, you go under on ball screens when the ball handler is out of his shooting range. He immediately comes back off, and what he does, he's supposed to throw this pass to number 12. In the NBA, that's a quick pass. That tag guy's going to have to come over to cover him. But because this is high school, that dude can't make that pass yet. But what do? You instinctually jump into that gap to take away the pass and to force him going right. This delays that openness that receiver had, and now your teammates are paying attention, and also the ball handler threw a pass that was behind him. This gives your guy a chance to contest at the rim. You understand that. You go get the ball, you get the rebound, and now you're leading the break. And pay attention to them on defense. Number 3's worried about that weak side shooter. Number 4 got his head turned, he ain't paying attention. You take notice of this, you come downhill with reckless abandon. This is the easiest 2 points you're gonna get all night. Right now, your best offense comes off of your defense. And this is something that most NBA players don't want to do because they don't like to defend because they're lazy on that end of the floor. You need to make this your calling card. You have great hands. You have great defensive instincts. You have fast twitch muscle fibers in your legs. And most importantly, you want to play D. All of these skills are going to make you a great defender at the NBA level. Now, you ain't perfect, so don't get your head too big. There's a lot of stuff that you need to get better at. Because you are such a great athlete, you develop some bad habits. Number 1, your closeouts suck. Look at this. What's this, Olay defense? You're going to let him go right to the basket. All because you used to blocking dudes' shots and trying to get that home run play on closeouts. You ain't going to be able to do that in the league, bro. Because when you get to the league, Everybody got a little boogie to their game, even the shooters. Here you are guarding the best shooter in all of high school basketball, a lot of people said, in Liam McNeely. So I know it's a Steph Curry closeout. You want to crowd him and you want to make him put the ball on the floor. But you split right in between him and give him a wide open layup, and then you compound the mistake by smacking him in the head. Mistakes like these, they will make you pay in the NBA, and you will get called out in film session. Right here, you're matched up with Liam again. Now, I know you're worried about Cooper on that back door, but to be honest, if he gets that, he dunking on all y'all head. You shouldn't even be paying attention to that. Asa drives, you're able to reach in. Y'all force Robert Wright into the teeth of the defense. VJ, what are you looking at? Where are you going? Liam's up top. Where the hell are you going? And look at what happens. You lucky he missed. You're guarding the #1 shooter in the country, the best shooter in high school basketball. You need to know where he is at all times, and he needs to be accounted for at all times. It looks like your teammates got the memo, because right here, your teammate calls out the switch. I got Liam. You get #3. And it looks like you looking right at the dude. But once Derek Queen gets his ball in the post entry from Robert Wright, you sink, and there's a baseline drive. Where's the drift? You got to go cut the faucet off at the baseline. You've done this before. What do? Just stare, and you get the #1 player in the country a wide open corner 3. What you think's gonna happen? And when we talk about your offense, brother, you got a serious ball handling problem. Pause. People poking away from you all the time. I don't know what it is, but this possession right here shows your ball handling issues better. First of all, when you catch this, that shot got to go up. Look at that distance between you and Cam Boozer. You're 6'3". You got to be able to hit that, but you can't. And we're going to get to that a little bit later. So now you know you got to drive left. You didn't even give yourself a chance to really assess the situation. You drive left. Look at your back foot. That's the first step that you took. In my Cooper Flagg scout report, Kobe told you don't do that. You need to go watch that. You slip, ball gets picked, and you get a lucky assist. Now, it looks like you did something good, but to the trained eye, we can see that was almost a turnover. And for a good coach, them almost assists are terrifying, because how do I know if I can trust you with the ball? Here you are in a transition situation like you were against Wasatch, and instead of them not paying attention to you, Columbus is a very good team. The Boozers are locked in. You're not gonna be able to get straight to the basket this time. So what you gotta do, you gotta drive left and you get into the teeth of the defense. Now the play right here is to throw a bounce pass back door to homeboy on strong side corner so he can get a reverse layup or you get a hockey assist at #4. But what happens? You get it poked away and you get a lucky hockey assist to #11. Now, this looks like that you're doing great things in the world of analytics, but with a trained eye, we can see you making a lot of mistakes. And this just ain't a Columbus thing. This just ain't a Montverde thing. This just ain't a Florida high school opponent thing. You lose the ball versus nearly everybody who y'all play with, which we gonna talk about a little bit more inside this video. But something else that you also do versus everybody who y'all play is you do a phenomenal job of getting in the paint and finding shooters. These dudes are just missing these shots, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit later and how it can bode you well. And when I was studying the tape and looking at your precocious playmaking ability, I'm like, is he making plays and finding shooters because he's making the right read, or because he can't create his own offense? This play right here answers this question. Here we are, we're in a 2-on-1 situation. That right drive lane is there. You got to come downhill, and you got to have a dump off for #15 because #4 has shown us that he can't do nothing on Wasatch. What do? You drive left into that lane, and then you pick up your dribble. You in the teeth of the defense, and you pick up your dribble? What are we doing right here? That's right, you can't create your own O. Here we are, your team gets a great defensive play and they get to you out in transition because you're the best transition finisher. You got #4 on one side of the floor. He has proven he ain't like that. Make him make a play. You got the corner shooter for relief on the opposite side. What do? Dribble to the middle of the defense and pick the ball up again. #11 setting a hammer screen for #4 on that wing 3, and you trying to get it to him, but you throw it behind dude's back. Once you do that, it's a bad catch, shot ain't there, drive, offensive foul. Here your team gets you on a dribble handoff, and look at all that space, man. No one is near you. That's one dribble, pull up three. You got to be able to hit that in today's NBA. Dude isn't even in drop coverage. He's parting the Red Sea along with number 20. You got to go right down the middle and dunk on their heads. What do? Let me find a shooter. One dribble, step in, brick. They going the other way. Like I said, bro, you can find shooters, but at what cost? There are times where you need to be the one that's scoring and you looking to get bailed out because you can't create your own offense because you are a freak of an athlete. But your athleticism is eventually going to leave and you're going to need to be able to create offense if you want to stick around in the league. You got to up your offensive IQ. Here you want to start your point of attack on Asa Newell, but the spacing with your team is terrible. Let guys get set, let guys get out of your way so that can open up driving lanes for you. You don't. You start making all these moves while all the Montverde defenders are right there waiting for you, and you got two options, really. Cayenne for the deep three or homeboy at the rim for the lob. You throw to the third option that ain't terrible, but it ends up becoming a contested brick. Your offensive IQ has to get up because you're going to have the ball in your hands. You're going to have to create in the NBA. And if you need help with your IQ, hit me up. I'm already helping your Hoop Summit teammates, and some of them are way ahead of you right now. This situation, I do love that you're a little bit more patient with your point of attack. You let these driving lanes open up, you get this crossover on Asa, but then you fall down. Shooter, save me. Right here, 11 sets an amazing screen for you. He screens Cooper, your man, and Liam, his man. That shot has to go up. That has to go up. They ran a pin down for you. What do you think pin downs are for? Open jump shots. What do? You drive to the middle of the teeth of the defense and try to get a quick toss out pass to the dude that just set the screen. But you lose the ball. Once you lose the ball, now you try to attack, you get a contested layup. Man, that's essentially a live ball turnover. You have to become a better shooter so you can become a better offensive threat, so you can create better, so you can last in the NBA. Because guys like you come around all the time, 6'3", 6'4", great defenders, athletes that can't really score. Stanley Johnson, Ben McLemore, Davion Mitchell, they all get typecast because of things like this. Cooper's top foot is up. You got to attack him going right because that driving lane's there. If you had a step back jump shot, you would have automatically splashed right in his mouth, pause. But you look to number 10 because you want to get bailed out. He didn't cut back door. You need to pass it to number 11, but that ain't really there because Liam is able to take that away. So now since you have no mid-range game, you put up a contested two. The exact shot that every NBA defense wants you to take. A highly contested two. If I was at Baylor with you right now, we be getting 1,000 threes a day. You're making 1,000 threes a day, 7,000 threes a week, because this has to go up, man. This has to go up. You're looking to pass to the dude right next to you. For what? And then you panic and you drive left without even letting dude clear out. I can tell you're scared. You don't want the ball in your hands. You're too good for that, man. But you ain't got the skills right now. You look for that skip pass, you come back, look at this. They don't even respect you no more. They don't even respect your shot. What we need to guard him for? Rondo closeout. Draymond closeout. You're not good enough yet. You're not good enough. That was a great move, but you're not good enough to consistently hit that. You're not good enough. You need to get better. And see, the great thing that God did with you, he made you so athletic, he made you so slithery, that any time that you fake, people have to react to it. You throw a light fake. I don't even think you meant to throw the fake. You just saw that Cooper could possibly get there. Cooper has to react. That's not a very big driving lane, but you get through that with ease and finish at the rim. You have natural basketball gifts that people can't teach. Jalen Brunson can't do that. Dylan Harper is going to go ahead of you on draft night. He can't do that like that, but they're better than you. What they do better than you right now is they play at a better pace offensively. They go slow, fast. For them, they're unpredictable. And you kind of show a little bit of that right here. You know, this guy sets whatever that was, a rub screen, and now he's going to clear out, take Cooper with him. I love that little double cross that you do, and I love how you instinctually attack the top foot. You did that on Asa before, you're doing it again. You get downhill, and you can get all the way to the basket, and you can finish with a dunk. You do a great 45 contact bump right here on Asa with Liam reaching in. That should have been either A, kick out to that wing three, or B, a pivot turnaround fadeaway. You throw this up. Now, because you got on the second jump, it looks like, oh, he scored. Not really. But your two biggest Achilles heels right now are this, the constant falling down and getting the ball poked away, and not being able to hit open jump shots. Those two things, if you don't fix them immediately, you're going to be in the NBA for one contract, and half that contract, you're going to be in the G League. Cooper is 12 feet away from you. You got to shoot that. But what do? You drive and you throw up a terrible finish. You got to get better at scoring off of 2 feet inside of the paint too. Study Brunson. Study Dylan Harper. They got to figure it out. Different archetype than you, but you can get it done. A secondary item of improvement for you is your half-court finishes, particularly going left. You know, you got to turn your body into a defender. You got to get your hand towards that backboard. You got to stop fading away. You got to finish with authority. And the reason you don't finish with authority is because you don't have a plan. And the reason you don't have a plan is because you haven't worked on it to the point where it's muscle memory and it kicks in when you need it to instinctually. Right here, you're reading the back line with Cam Boozer, at least you're supposed to, but you've already made your move. You easily beat his twin brother off the bounce. Cam's gonna step up. That's an easy dump off pass to number 5 for an easy layup. But what do? You decide to create your own offense. Watch your Euro here. You chest rip. When you chest rip, that puts you in a bad predicament to take a bad shot. As God would have it, watch Caden's Euro. He face rips. It looks like a fake shot, which allows him to get a very easy layup. This is the difference between a skilled offensive player and an unskilled offensive player. Which one do you think you are in this scenario? And if y'all need to rewind it back, go ahead. That was some deep basketball knowledge right there. Here we are, long two-pointer that they know you can't hit. Montverde's just staring at you. They're the best program in the country. They've been watching film. This is EYBL Scholastic. Liam still hops out there. You beat him off the bounce, but you miss because you're floating away from the basket. Turn your shoulder into the basket, and you will complete these layups. You miss way too many layups to be as athletic as you are. You have horrible touch around the basket. You need to do every warm-up with 150 made shots close to the basket and hit every dunk. This is inexcusable for your athleticism. Here you are, being the best defensive player in the country, again, turning defense into offense, again, playmaking for others that ain't got the ability to create that shot right now, again, and you get a wide open jump shot because they're dropping off of you, and whoo! Part of the reason your shot is so inconsistent, just how Caden Boozer face ripped on that Euro, you face rip on your jump shot. You bring it over to your left and you bring it back to your right. And look at where your feet are pointed. They're not pointed towards the rim, so your body's fighting itself. A lot of your shots miss long and right because your base and your feet aren't comfortable, so you use a lot of arms. Even this shot right here, which is a great side step, there's no reason for it to rattle in. Look at your feet, point away from the basket. Your knees are very close together. You see how your elbow is out a little bit? If you tuck that into the L on your jersey, that will bring your shooting puck over to the right. And if you follow through, if you really flex your wrist, that will go all the way in, splash. This shot misses short and flat because you're using a lot of arms. I can tell too how it clanked off the back rim. You were able to get an offensive rebound opportunity. But that's the thing people look at you. They see this elite athleticism and it makes up for the mistakes. This shot attempt looks better, but your arms go out instead of up, and your follow through isn't the best because the Coops contest. But once again, here's the athleticism. This is all anybody cares about, except for real trained eyes. Your reluctance to and inability to shoot outside shots is going to cost you a lot of time in the league. you're going to be on one contract, your rookie contract. They're going to be evaluating you because you're going to be an elite defender. You're going to be an Avery Bradley, Tony Allen level defender. But the fact that your offense is so far behind. So right now, while you're at Baylor and when you get drafted your first year on your rookie deal, you need to be developing your shooting game, your mid-range game, your ball handling game. But this is how you need to score so you can get on the NBA floor. You need to get out in transition. You're great in transition. You need to come downhill with reckless abandon. And when you get to the teeth of the defense, I know you want to pass because you're a playmaker. No, you finish at the rim. You destroy the rim. You get dudes scared and worried when you come down the paint because no one wants to be dunked on. No one wants to get bumped into, especially this generation. No one wants to be embarrassed. Embarrass them. Because one contract with all the athleticism God gave you, nah, not on my watch, homeboy. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to let you know how I feel about this. You have the ability to play in the NBA for 10, 12, 15 plus years. And you have things that people can't teach, like right here, getting out in transition. You caught this, you were reading the back line, and you made a quick move on a dude who was smaller than you, your future point guard at Baylor, Robert Wright, who I think is going to be a great college player in his own right, no pun intended. And you finish at the rim with a guy who's an exceptional off-ball shot blocker, Cooper Flagg, breathing down your neck. Here you are turning your defense into offense again, but because you don't turn your shoulder, you jack this. We need to fix this. Because there's no excuses now. You got the answers to the test. I just gave them to you. You take this to the Baylor player development staff and you let them know. Because everything I'm saying is backed by film. You are an exceptional finisher in transition. You are instinctual on the defensive end. You can do things athletically that most guys can't do. Here you are going with a face rip again, but this time it makes sense. You take one step and you're able to finish at the rim. Your natural inclination is to hit dude in the corner. In the NBA, that's probably going to be the right play. But you ain't in the NBA right now. You a freshman at Baylor. You need to be selfish in these situations. You need to be padding your stats with transition buckets. When you steal the ball on the other end, you need to see how can I score first before I get other people involved. Because if you average 14, 15, 16 points per game, you're the National Defensive Player of the Year. I guarantee you, VJ, Adam Silver gonna call your name real early draft night. I'm out the pond. Y'all stay true.
It's the Sunday, got a call. My uncle's called and hit a wall. I didn't